Hey guys, welcome to Grimshaw's Tavern. It's part of the Pernicious Chronicles, I guess, series, you can call it. We're going to talk about a few things tonight, and my players have decided to join me. And, oh, Kim disappeared on us.
Oh, she's just getting put something in the microwave.
Oh, no worries. I feel like her computer moves every time. Anyway. Oh, she's got her headset on. So tonight I wanted to do an episode of Grimshaw's Tavern and discuss the deities of Rocroya. And since I had you guys on here tonight, I'm going to get a little bit of input from you as well. So I know we talked about them in game, but tonight we're also going to do a little bit of world building and try to elaborate on them a little bit more because I don't have everything fleshed out on them. And I know, Kim, I know you like to world build.
Cool.
So as it stands, who can tell me the deities of Rocroya?
I thought we didn't have gods here. Was the thing. It was just
But if I remember correctly, I
We
think
met
it
a
was
couple.
I think it was a
People
rogue
don't
named
believe in the
Carsey.
gods
Oh,
anymore.
whoops.
People don't believe in the gods anymore. They didn't say that they weren't there, only that people just stopped believing in them.
Well, they were kind of like stuck and imprisoned.
I couldn't name them. I could tell you what they looked like.
I wrote them down. Well, three of them.
Okay.
Well, there's only four. I know the head one's
Lena,
Titan.
Vidoma, Kravis, and Titan.
Outstanding. I think I lost there. Oh, I think I.
Oh yeah, the video's gone.
Oh no! How'd that happen?
That's not good.
There it goes. I know why. I minimized the
Really?
screen by accident.
Oh.
Yeah, playing with the mouse cursor too. Shows up on there. That's weird. Now it's on Carson's
that-
face. Yeah, I'm actually trying to open up this stream myself. But yeah, so Titan being the father and his three children, Kravos, Vidoma, and Melina. And I know we never talked about their alignment, but I know when you guys went through the temple in episode 3, was it? Yeah, it was 3. You kind of maybe got a sense of it based off of the colors that they were associated with, maybe? Or was I a little too vague on those details?
Red guy,
Fire.
red chick was evil. Blue dude was cool. The blue dwarf was cool, and I don't remember the last one.
Melina was green.
Yeah,
It is
she talked
red
to us, so
and blue.
I'm guessing she's okay.
Correct. So
Was she green?
when I came up with the concept for the deities, I knew I was going to have deities, but I didn't want them to be there in the beginning. I wanted it to be simple, because if you look into like other campaign settings, you have like 12 to 20 deities, and who really knows all of them? Do you really?
In my game, I have over 100 to 100 deities.
Okay, so
it's
let me
based
ask you why.
Because I like deities, and I like, and my entire campaign is based around them. Because you basically become a champion of a god, and that's how I explain magic weapons and stuff. And it gives me an opportunity to like make things like that. So the concept of my campaign is that there's this one big deity named Karis. Well, actually, last name of one of Karsi's mentor. When I think about it, gave birth to a bunch of them, a bunch of gods, and then they started being stupid. And then the heroes basically are just to go pacify the land, and it just opens up to stuff. But
Is
I
it-
understand. Like, anyway. Sorry.
Is like your campaign a homebrew campaign?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Gotcha. Because I know Kim has run a couple campaigns, and she always does Eberron, or at least the two that I've been a part of, and they also have a lot of deities. But I guess where I'm coming from a player standpoint, is when it comes to the deities, if it gets kind of cumbersome if there's too many. Now, I get what you're talking about, like having champions for each one in your campaign. And I guess that would be easier to keep up with if it's one for one type thing.
Yeah.
But if you have, I don't know. Now I'm curious as to how that would work. But yeah, so anyway, to simplify it, I went with the one father and then his 3 children. Now that doesn't mean that it couldn't branch off later, but I just did that to simplify it. You were right though. Kravos being the cool guy, he is the, I guess you can say, god of all the light domains, the good health and things like that. Vadoma being evil, and all the twisted things, trickery, death. I actually have them written down. And then Melina is neutral. So she's all of your nature stuff. And actually, I put Tempest, the Tempest domain, under her, just to give her a little bit of flavor.
She talked to us before.
Correct, she did. Now, outside of that, I haven't really developed him anymore. Now, did you guys catch on to when I told you about the core races and who created what?
Only about the elves. Besides that, no.
And the gnomes weren't mentioned.
All right, so once again, to simplify things, I made it to where there was 8 core races, and then the dragons were also a core race. And I feel like from the rest, like from those core races, everything else could develop. Because for me, things like dwarves, damn phone. Somebody else want to talk real quick?
I don't know what to talk about. Yeah, like, what's up? Oh, you're just moving your mic.
I guess we could just talk about where we are in the campaign right now, or the.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of. What we're talking about, a lot of character. I'm a big fan of. I didn't think I would like the campaign as much as I did, as much as I do, because I'm not usually into like super like a post-apocalyptic. It's not really post-apocalyptic, but it's like kind of a war-torn world. He's doing it pretty well. I didn't expect him to.
I appreciate that. And yeah, sorry about the phone, by the way. I'm in the office, and then the fax machine is like right beside me.
Oh.
And there's no warning whatsoever. It just takes off, and the phones themselves actually tell you who's calling. So it starts talking. It's rather annoying. But okay, so going back to what I was talking about. Kravos actually created the elves and the dwarves. Based off of his stout nature, that's where the dwarves come from, and his goodness, and that's where the elves come from. Vadoma created ogres and orcs because she wanted to mirror her like twisted ways, essentially. And in seeing that, and to try and balance things out, Melina actually created humans to be that balance, and then she created dryads to protect her forest. And then they all collaborated to make the chromatic and metallic dragons. And then there was another race that was created in secret. And somebody should have picked up on what that race is by now, but maybe, I don't know.
The Valinari.
Yeah, they.
It's the other type of elves, right?
But okay, so what Titan did when he created the Valinari was he picked and chose things from other races, like the core races. He made them look like elves, but they don't have the abilities of elves. He kind of balanced things out and made them a little more magical than your standard race. So there's some things that still have yet to be uncovered about them. Maybe in due time. I don't know.
Like what, Patrick? Do you explain?
This guy. I don't know. You haven't figured out your heritage yet. But okay, so that's my basis for the deities. And then there was the Titan King War, and it all started because Titan wanted the souls of all the mortals himself because they made him more powerful. And that's kind of where my stopping point was, because they had a war, they fought one another, they drug the mortal races into it, because Titan took over or enslaved the Valinari, and he was able to do so because he had such a close connection to him. So he enslaved them to fight the other races. So as they spread chaos and destruction throughout the land, he actually got more powerful. And then the other races managed to turn the tides of battle, defeat the Valinari, and his children were able to defeat him. But they weren't able to destroy him, which is why they incarcerated him inside of that orb. But at the same time, they also had to put themselves to sleep.
Yeah, they had to beat him with a cost.
I'm sorry, you broke up when you did that. I couldn't.
They beat him at the cost of their own lives.
But the thing is they didn't sacrifice their lives. They kind of just went dormant. And then, I'm sorry?
See, the Carsey unincarcerated him.
This guy. And then if you flash forward about 600 plus years, the last follower of them died, so their knowledge and all the faith and everything just kind of died with him. So there was no one to worship, and that's kind of where everything fell apart for the deities, because there was no one else. Does that make sense too?
Yeah.
And then fast forward to where you are now. The moon kind of was a signal, like a return of the deities or the gods, which has been missing for what I think 3,000 years, give or take.
It was whenever Titan was incarcerated.
Correct. That's when it went away. So now you have your historians and your scholars trying to figure all this stuff out, along with I don't know. This is the part where I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate those missing pieces back in, because no one has any recollection of any of this.
But there is that one spot that has knowledge of all of it.
There are.
You gotta put it in the right direction.
You're talking about the library.
Yeah, the temple.
Yeah. So I guess
Nina took some of the books and stuff from there, right? That has the history of it.
It's not in a language that Mina understands, though.
But we have the knowledge with us. We just need to figure out a way to read it.
There's a entire library in history, but we'd only have like a couple pieces that we took. And we know where it is. But it can't have been the only library.
Patrick, can you restate your problem again?
Restate my problem with the deities?
Yeah, what's wrong? What are you trying to do?
What do you mean? I'm sorry.
He's trying to figure out how to reincorporate them into the world.
Oh, yes, sorry. I was listening to what they were talking about with the library, but basically, how do you put faith back into a society that has long forgotten it?
Cultist.
Well, you start with the second moon.
So we have moon cultists now?
Yes, that'd be great.
God, that's great.
Do it.
I'm going to write that one down.
Second moon comes up. There's got to be a cult that forms because of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's cults in modern day that kill themselves over meteors. So.
That's a valid point. This is a kid-friendly show, by the way. No, I'm joking.
I thought it was supposed to be gritty and kind of like
No, you're correct.
dark.
You're correct.
You put it in a tavern called Grimshaw's, and you said it's kid-friendly? I'm confused.
I need to put some monsters in here, too. Some, like, drunken monsters and stuff.
There are like a couple of goblins and orcs by the giant kegs.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to the whole deity issue, would you consider that a good basis for like a cosmos? The four, like you have the one father,
yeah.
and then the three that branch off.
The way you have it explained out, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in game, from your character standpoint, what I described then, because I know you got a lot more knowledge now. Would you have been able to explain that, or is actually Grimshaw's Tavern a good platform for stuff like that? Because that was the basis for the whole thing.
I had already thought that Titan was the father, and he created the other gods basically to serve under him, and then they rebelled against him when he started destroying their creations.
Yeah, we did mention that whole they were feeding on, or he was feeding off their energy or their creation's energy.
The souls of all the mortals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like I said, that was the basis for the whole Titan-Kin War.
Yeah.
Let's see. I need to mute this. I was checking the channel real quick. All right, so
There's two groups. I think it's you and me.
yeah, I can check it. You can actually check it too if you want. But yeah, so with that knowledge now, what would be the next step, do you think? Like, if I needed to explain them in further detail. So I'm asking,
Who are you explaining to? The viewers or us in game?
okay, so I know this is going to sound horrible, but my biggest concern is my players in the game. I want you guys to get a better feel for what's going on in the world and kind of have that connection with it. So right now, no one has that connection with deities, with the exception of the fact that you actually met Melina, and you know that she's eventually at some point going to summon you. So you've come face to face with them, and I don't think it's actually with kind of processed with your character that, holy crap, we awoken the gods of the world. Because you guys just kind of went on about going after the rod of dragon control.
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of that next episode. There's well, crap, what do? We just we did this. We kind of went through a kind of stunned stage.
We didn't know what to do. So
I think we were in such shock that we just continued on with what we knew we could do because we knew they were going to call us at some point. And we figured it'd be better for us to move on than think about stuff that we have no idea about what's going on.
So if this were Call of Cthulhu, you would roll for sanity points, right?
Yes, definitely. That would have definitely been a good roll for sanity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted for next time. All right. Now, we have all of that out of the way. World building wise, I know I've asked you guys about your backgrounds and stuff. Kim, you already have an assignment?
Yep, I'm working on it. I'm just trying to use the 5e, and so it's all the stuff I know from the books I know. I gotta find the 5e version of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As far as the region that you're in, is there any part of, and this goes for all of you, is there any part of the region that needs to be elaborated on more? Or
the goddamn forest.
Which one?
The one in the exact middle. We kind of went around that to get all together. We didn't even pretend to go close to it.
Now you're talking about.
Hold on, let me pull.
Yeah, I guess I can pull up a map too, actually.
Yeah, I have the map open.
No, I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Okay.
Because I can do that sort of stuff.
And that's real. Let's see.
Now, because in the area that you guys are in, there's what, three different forests.
Dark Pike Forest. And we just completely negated that entire middle section of the map. I don't know what's going on there.
Okay.
Wait, the middle section? We didn't. We started in it.
Did we?
Yeah, we started right by the Verdant Meadows, and we worked our way through Dark Pike Forest to get to the monastery. Remember, that's where we started at Michael's house. We had to work our way through the forest when all the goblins and stuff were chasing us.
I mean, he's right. We went through that.
And there's that giant tree right there, which is where our little friend was. What's his name? Man.
Don't
wait, you got rid of all the attachments on the handout. I use that so often.
that's my fault, by the way. 'Cause I don't.
He was a sprite. I'm trying to remember his name.
Roland?
Yeah, Roland. There it is. Thanks, Mina. Yeah, that one tree in the dark pike forest that sticks up above all the rest of them, that's Roland's tree.
Yep. And then there's apparently some strange flowers growing around him that we didn't really investigate because he didn't want us to mess with his flowers.
No, they popped up after the second moon came about. They weren't there beforehand.
Yeah, they weren't there beforehand. So,
I would like to know a little bit more about like the Veiled Forest and stuff, just because I know I'm from that area,
Yeah.
but it's I don't know how I can talk about my past, Patrick. That's the thing. For two reasons. One, I don't know what I'm allowed to give away, and two, I don't know what I'm allowed to add into it because I don't want to do something that's contradictory to your special addition to it.
Now, I don't know if you guys actually picked up on any of it, but I actually mentioned the Veiled Forest before, how it used to cover the entire region. And when the Valinari disappeared, the forest itself started to shrink. And that's when Dark Pike Forest and the forest to the south actually kind of grew and became its own entity. But to elaborate a little bit more on Dark Pike Forest, I know we described it a little bit. It's like your typical forest. There was no bodies of water in it, if you remember. And the name of it actually comes from a dwarf that I had this whole elaborate plan for you guys, but you never kind of fell into it. Because that's just how I do things. You either do or you don't. But with Dark Pike Forest, I believe his name, let me see, where did I do?
You either set the god free or you don't.
He what?
I said you either set the god free or you don't.
I know where.
Jab towards Carsey. Mean.
I have it on my Google Drive. But yeah, so Dark Pike, there was a clan, Dark Pike and the Grotok clan. Just two major dwarf parties from the Grey Rock Highlands. They kind of, after the... I'm trying to think what period it was. They basically were explorers. They came down. One discovered the Grotok Valley, the other discovered the forest. And they warred over who was right and who was wrong and who discovered it first. And I think Dark Pike won the rights to the forest, which is why it's set up like that. I can't find my damn Google Drive. Hold on. There it is. Documents. Gotta love Google. And then the Verdant Meadows that's in the center of it is just, it's a valley or just a grassy area. I mean, I as far as history goes, there's not a lot of history there. There is history with Kobold Lake, because going back to the clan, or I'm sorry, the wars between the Grotok clan and the Dark Pike clan, they kind of drove the kobolds out of the area. They slaughtered a bunch of them. To where a lot of them went into hiding, but it was so big of a massacre that they named the area after them. So that's the where the name came from.
Would that be like for like today's time, kind of like the Trail of Tears? You know, the two warring people kicked out the Indians, but in this sense, they kicked out the kobolds. I
mean, and that's the beauty of war building, is because I don't have all of that like hashed out yet. So yes, we could make it like that.
Okay.
So like the kobolds have been pushed from their lands, and at some point they want to come back.
Exactly, and it could be a side quest later on or something. Who knows?
And the same goes with Ebonwood Castle ruins. There's no dedicated history to it either, because you guys haven't been there. I kind of make it up as we go along, but at the same time, I have a plan.
I feel like you have like a few different like ideas started, and then once we get to an area, you just pluck one out depending on how we act around it, and then can grow that idea.
That's
good.
Oh, there's somebody at my door. I'm gonna go see what's up.
Uh-oh.
I'd much rather do that than try to railroad us that he had prepared. And then
Yeah,
have us,
I've loved the way how you've done that. It's been really fun.
Well, and that's really how I always build it. I always like to have options. I don't like the railroad thing. Even though it kind of railroaded you a little bit whenever you released Titan. But outside of that, it's what's that?
Oh, sorry. I thought you had stopped talking when you said when y'all went to Titan. As I say, we chose that path though. We went down the doorway and
I'll be right back.
got through all the traps and stuff.
I mean, that was actually the group's decision to go down there and see Titan.
I feel if I pushed them that way, then Carlos released him.
Yep. It's always going to be Carsey. Carsey, you can never live that down, man.
listen, whatever goes wrong, it's always going to be my fault. It's okay.
Or Tilly. You know, you could shoot yourself into a lake.
Where the heck? I have so many freaking Word documents, or just documents in general. It's ridiculous.
You need to make a folder for like each category and categorize them.
Well, that's the thing is, it's the way that I have it built. That would be rather difficult.
Mm.
All right, so I know I was looking for the stuff on the Dark Pike Forest, the Verdant Meadows, and all that stuff, Kobold Lake, but we said it was going to be the Trail of Tears type thing. What's the next item?
The bog.
The bog.
To me, it's like just this huge, mysterious piece of land up there. Like I feel like it's shrouded around mystery.
Now, what I have on the bog, like my original idea was, it came about during the Dragon Onslaught. The reason for that is because one of the biggest battles of the Dragon Onslaught took place at Rydale Keep. And Rydale Keep is, if you look on the map, it's the only thing in between
The mountain path.
the mountains and the Kingdom of Seralt. And originally that was, I'm trying to think of some places like that in the real world. But basically it's just like a keep to separate it. I'm trying to think of the damn name. Carsey, help me out.
What?
There's some places over in like the Himalayas or whatever where they have like Sherpas and stuff that navigate you through like this one pass. That's like the border between two countries.
I swear I heard you say strippers.
I said Sherpas.
Okay.
We just have these strippers out and about.
These
just got,
strippers, they confuse armies. or you have an army of strippers.
They just have those like signs, like to get like the car wash, like they spin them around.
Yes.
Point in the wrong direction.
Oh, I lost my page.
Sherpas are an ethnic group from the most mountainous region of Nepal in the Himalayas. Sherpas, as a sure name, is the result of a mistaken census of the taking of the Nepalese government.
The more you know with Andrew. Face. I don't know your last name.
The worse you are.
Why the worst? I mean, if you ever go on hike Everest or something, you need a Sherpa to take you.
Fair enough.
They're the guides between the two countries right over there, and there's only one mountain pass.
Uh-oh.
So I felt like it was pretty accurate.
Something either happened with our Zoom. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's back up. Oop, it's back down.
Yeah, it looks frozen on the website.
Yep. There it goes. That's weird. It might be my connection because that storm is still here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's the computer, by the way? You said it messed it up pretty bad.
Nah, it rebooted. Oh. Now there's 3 of me on the screen. What
wow, that's a lot of metrics. I like how I'm the only one that's still actually there, though.
That's weird. Why did it do that?
With these upgrades, you never stood a chance.
Apparently. What the hell is going on? Glad we're getting all this out of the way now.
Oh yeah.
It's still there. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, now there's nothing there.
Yeah, I had dropped it down, but it still shows me there. So let's do this.
That's interesting.
It's very weird. All right, Carsey. Hello?
Yes.
Question for you, sir. If you had to take your region to develop, what would you want to take?
Should have passed the flatlands because I know it's there.
What's that?
My dogs are barking.
Oh, no, you're good.
I said the region past the flatlands because I know there's something there.
So the flatlands, just so I can elaborate on a little bit. Actually, have you guys seen the world, like the Ebelon map?
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed us at one point.
Okay, so if you have the flatlands, the way that the winds come in, it's kind of a dry, grassy valley, and it's all, like I said, flatlands, and there's no large bodies of water or anything like that. That is where pretty much all the goblinoid races live, which is why if you remember the orange-skinned goblins, they were called Sirach goblins.
Wait, wasn't it Boblin the Hobgoblin?
There was
In
a
the very
hobgoblin.
first episode. The very first episode is Boblin the Hobgoblin.
It wasn't Boblin the hobgoblin.
Is bomb? It is a pun between goblin and bomb.
What the heck are you talking about?
Isn't the very first episode?
No, I know, but I never gave you his name.
Yeah, no, we made a nickname for him. You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
I don't remember this. This is something Aaron would do, okay? We weren't
I love to say, I think it's Tilly that we're talking about.
like Kirsty.
Oh.
Back then.
I just okay, so thinking about this for a second, the next episode is gonna be I don't know, it's gonna be very interesting to see how you guys react to what's about to happen.
Well, Balefire still has no idea that Tilly's in the water. I mean, as much as I want to go there to save him, I don't want to meta games. I'm just going to continue fighting where I'm at because I have no idea.
I like how you assume that's what he was talking about.
I'd rather not try to figure out what's in Patrick's head. I'd like to keep my sanity.
Like, I'm gonna go save my party member. I'm all like, the party might just die, friend. You might easily fail a quest right here and now.
He's talking about how he wants to move us on this. I have a feeling he's gonna give us some sort of ultimatum to force us out of the town.
The captain's about to escape with the only boat on the continent. It's a pretty bad ultimatum.
Is it the only boat on the continent? Because I thought there was another port.
Well, see, that's what we have to assume, because, like, I don't imagine they'll just stay adrift at sea forever.
Is Patrick, is there a port at the ruins of Dragon's Bluff?
Dragon's Bluff used to be a port city, but there's no like standing port there. The only standing port in the region is Leverus.
Okay, I was just looking at the map and I was assuming that, and so therefore my character was doing that. Because that was something I only got from in-game, so I figured my character would make that assumption as well.
Welcome back, Kim.
Hi. Sorry, my neighbor wanted me to help move furniture.
Nope, you're perfectly fine.
It's not Patrick's space anymore.
Yeah, no, I finally got them all figured out. It's
You left and Patrick got sad, so you just made every camera Patrick.
by accident, I promise. It was weird. it was really weird. Okay, so Kim, you have an assignment. Would you like to tell everybody what your assignment is?
Yep, I am creating Mina's home, which is the Needlevine Forest, which is in the very south and there is a forest with mountains and a large lake.
I tell you what.
Eastern side.
When you say south, is the rivers by Prin basically flowing down there and then forming that lake, and the forest is going to be around that?
I'm actually about to put in if I can find it, map.
Is it so you might want to be careful, because last time we were by Prin, you saw all those like goblins and stuff kind of doing their business in that river. You might not want to enjoy that lake very much.
Well, there's a mountain north of this lake, so I'm pretty sure it's runoff from the mountains. Also, I don't think we want to go in the lake anyway. Just saying.
No. That sounds very foreboding. Very ominous.
Well, think about what Mina is. I mean,
You're terrified? Is that what you said?
No, I said terrifying because Mina's a terrifying person.
she's a wimpy version that got kicked out, so.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I thought you left while you waited for your brother to finish up his research or something.
Yeah,
on
he
vacation.
kicked her out because he needed a year to work on something and didn't want her around.
Oh.
So.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And here, Bearfire was thinking you were just on vacation.
It's kind of a vacation. Pretty sure if you had a family like Mina's, you'd want a vacation too.
So
I don't have that.
So we're gonna make the next quest is gonna be in this Needlevine Forest, right?
Is it? Because I wasn't sure what level to make these creatures.
Oh, you can make them whatever level you want.
Okay, so there's okay. I just want to make sure I don't.
Kill the party.
Yes.
That's my job.
Well, you said balanced. I'm not sure what level to make the guy and.
Well, okay. So if you're gonna do that, do a multitude of challenge ratings. So let's go with have a bunch of kind of easy creatures.
Like we got some phase spiders. They're kind of cool.
And then do middle of the road, and then do one or two big bad wolves.
And then Patrick can decide which ones we fight when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of hazards and all that stuff.
Make something not one-shottable by Bearfire.
Well, a
But
phase spider
that
will
makes it
one-shot you.
impossible for y'all to kill.
Oh, don't worry. Don't you worry.
Mina will give you some heads up about creatures at her home if she likes
Patrick's
you.
gonna put a creature in there that's just immune to rangers. So I can't do anything to it, but y'all will be able to.
If I were gonna do that, I would throw undead at you.
An undead?
Yeah.
Can't you just lob off the head or something?
With an arrow?
With my sword.
Good luck with that. You could,
Man,
but that doesn't mean you can kill it.
If only Carsey didn't get rid of that holy bludgeoning weapon.
By flavor, it doesn't belong.
That was a +2.
Carsey wouldn't use it. I like how Tilly was all I would use it. I'm like, no, you don't need it.
Man, I don't like it when Tilly uses weapons because Tilly gets a crossbow, he shoots Belf on the butt. He would get that and he'd hit Bellfire over the head with it.
That's a valid point. All right,
The
so
kid does not like Tilly.
all right, so Reid, I know you want to work on the forest, so the same rules apply with you. There are a few extra things that you don't know about in the forest, but you're more than welcome to design it and any kind of hazards that might be in it. Or
I'll do that, but I'll let you know. This will be the first time I've ever done anything like that, so...
If you need help, just call me.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and here's the beauty of it. Okay, so let's do this. I'll give you that assignment, and you have until next Monday
Okay.
to come up with everything, and then you give what Kim just did. She didn't tell you everything about this forest. She just kind of told you a little bit about it. So
So when you say make this, do I need to actually have like specific locations for everything, or do I have like a general like list of stuff that will be in it, and then you like as we go through it, you like say where it's going to be at?
Correct. That's what you'll do.
He gave you two
Okay.
options and he said yes. Reid, if you need help, just call me.
He does that to me all the time. I'll ask him a question, I'll give like 2 different options, and he'll just say yes or no. And I was like, wait, which one?
I have the monster manual and everything.
Oh God. So, I mean, are you okay with that? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'll work on that. I will say I'm back at the tournament now, and so I'm flying every day, so my time decreased a lot, but I'll definitely work on it.
Okay. I mean, you have a week.
Yeah.
Carsey,
What you want?
what do I want? I want the world.
You just want the world in general from me?
Balefire wants the background.
I mean, I can do that.
I can. Okay. I would love to give you your full background. However,
God.
the only thing I want from you as far as your background goes is you tell me about your parents and how you grew up. And then your
I already have like a bucket list, not bucket list, sorry, like a small list of it. I just need to expand on it.
Okay. So we'll do that. That's fine. We'll figure it out from there.
And we can make a trade.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you a little bit more detail here and there.
I can keep it secret. I don't have to tell them.
All right, so Carsey, you came from Levers.
Mm-hmm.
Levers is kind of hashed out. But you also were on the open seas.
Okay.
So I know you came from Kalari initially. Right?
Where is Kalari at? What? I don't think so.
Kalari is currently not on the map. Kalari is the one during the Dragon Onslaught that the Lyceum.
Oh, yes. That's right. The continent. Yes.
I was supposed to say it's another continent.
That's right. I was really confused.
So, with that being said, I actually have a very good idea for you. The Owl of Serpents has already been hashed out. Chot, on the other hand, has not.
Okay.
So,
Where
Chot,
is the Isle of Serpents on the map?
you guys aren't on. Hold on, let me move you. It's below. It's south of Chot, southeast of Chot.
Okay.
So you should see it on your map now.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep. Wow, that is really far away.
So, Chot has not been hashed out. We need to put a port city there, and the Isle of Serpents is definitely a tropical type island. It has your pineapple.
Yes, I love pineapple.
Wasn't well? His Carsey was actually asking for pineapple. How would you feel about working with Chot?
That sounds good.
Sounds good. Just throw in a port city, small, and then however you want to populate the world, the island, like whatever. If there's a main race, if there's a mixture of races, if
Was it fucked up by the dragons at any time?
So you might have had 1 or 2 dragons fly over it and just scorch it, but nothing like they did to the main cities here. There was
But yeah,
nothing.
either way, there's not gonna be. It's gonna be. I'm gonna pretend it's like Australia and it's like a secluded island because there aren't many boats. Don't worry, I'll give you something nice.
Well, there is a one boat
Yeah.
that you know of.
Yeah.
So you could always make it to where this is like. Actually, don't use orcs.
Okay.
The reason I say don't use orcs is because there is an island to the southeast of the continent of Ibalan called Ukruk. And that was going to be my home of like orcs. I just like that name.
Are you sure that's why you just really don't want another humanoid for me to go against?
Now, it has nothing to do with Bellfire. I assure you.
Can I use any race from any edition?
Sure. As long as you can make it make sense in 5th edition. Like if you want to pull something out that hasn't, the rules haven't rolled over on. Ooh, what the heck was that?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, my phone got a notification.
So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. And you don't have to have these by next week. We can talk about something completely different next week, because
World
I.
building's way easier than character background building.
What's that?
I said world building's way easier for me than character background building.
And that's perfectly fine. Like I said, character backgrounds at this point, this far into it, don't really matter. Unfortunately, I would love to have them in there.
Well, you can put them on the website.
That was my plan. That was the original plan. But if they watched the stream, then you should have picked up on it.
Yeah, Carsey's just emo. We got Balefire, who's weird. We got Tilly, who's annoying, and then we got Mina, who's.
Wait, you say Balefire is weird?
Yeah, you're weird. Don't pretend you're not weird.
Wait,
I want to hear this description.
Yes.
Belfire's weird. Who's Tilly's weird? What?
No,
Tilly's
Tilly-
annoying. I'm just throwing things out. Mina's scary, and Evan's awkward.
Okay.
That's a good band of misfits.
Wait,
What
you
Carsey?
didn't say what Carsey was. What was Carsey?
I think I said that Carsey was edgy.
Edgy.
I think Carsey is egotistical.
Maybe.
What'd you say Mina was?
Scary.
Ah. Yeah, because nobody really knows what she
is
is.
scary. He's the one that's one-shotting everything.
Nah,
That doesn't make you scary.
Yeah, you're not scary. You're a kid.
I mean, as far as elves go, yeah, I'm still a kid. I'm like 5 times older than you, though.
You're still a kid, Carsey.
Balefire is a protector.
Sure he is.
Keep telling yourself that.
He's tried, okay?
You're-
The first episode was not.
As Mina died, and yeah.
I was about to say that you haven't protected.
Oh, right, yeah.
You haven't
Mina never
protected.
died.
You have not protected Tilly at all.
I think I healed him once. Hey, I saved Ethrin's master, you know.
Yes, but
Because
I
Mina teleported him back, and I rushed him and saved him from dying when his neck got split.
But who saved him the first time? Was that Mina, you said?
She teleported him away, and I healed him.
I know. Just joshing you.
Oh wow, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So my idea for the next Grimshaw's Tavern is to talk about the Lyceum.
Ooh, interesting.
So that's it. I can talk about part of it. I can go over what's already been discussed in game, mainly with Violet's letter and then Michael's letter, and then what you've seen so far.
Isn't that letter the same thing?
If you go to the website and read it, no. If you go to the website, if you read it, it tells you one thing, and then it turns around and tells you another. Like Violet's tells you that the Lyceum saved everyone, and then Michael's letter tells you that it was their fault.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair enough.
Does it make sense?
It does.
There's more.
I think there's just a hidden message in Violet / Michael's.
Just trying to kill demons. Like, I don't even know why I'm on this quest when you think about it.
Balefire just wants to find a home and fit in somewhere.
Aww.
Because maybe this quest will lead you to demons.
Maybe. Led me to God, so like.
I was going to say, let us to God.
It could lead you to your own demons.
I'll stop that. I've been cursed enough to be.
Now, I may or may not do a stream tomorrow for Grimshaw's Tavern to talk about some other stuff. But one of the things I am going to do is, you guys know we're going to start up a second stream.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to do adventures based on things from the past. Like things you've heard of, but haven't been fleshed out either. Certain things have, obviously the Dragon Onslaught, Dragon's Win, sort of. but there's also a lot of other stories in there that we've touched on, but never elaborated on.
Are we allowed in this second session type thing?
Well, I'm actually gonna be doing a group interview tomorrow with a bunch of new recruits.
Am I allowed to just sit there and be quiet?
I would not have a problem with that whatsoever because I value your opinions, all of you.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Yeah, text me. Oh wait, no. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Madison's coming up here.
Oh,
How sweet.
trying to get late.
He's trying to convince us he has a girlfriend, but he doesn't have a girlfriend.
Oh,
We've
he
already
just
touched on this. See, look at it.
I don't know how to respond because every time I try to give you proof, no, I don't believe anything on the internet. But the only way we can communicate is through the internet. So there's no way to show you.
Because see, you can Photoshop that stuff. There's some really good Photoshoppers out there these days.
Patrick, you know me. I can't even get my computer camera to work. You think I can do this Photoshop and make dummy accounts and stuff?
See, you're telling me all your plots. You gave it away right there, man. So Kim, I know you're going to be busy tomorrow.
Yep.
So Carsey, you're more than welcome to join in.
Awesome.
There's also a possibility that there will be a new player on Wednesday.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, what? I thought you didn't want any more players.
Well,
Or did you not want our players that we suggested?
No. Well, no. Unfortunately, that was live. No. It's actually it's a special circumstance, and if everything works out, I'll elaborate a little bit more on it whenever the time comes. But for the time,
Your wife.
no, it's not.
Oh,
I've tried to get her to come on here and play, but she's doing her selling thing, so it's either play D&D or make money. So
I think that's an obvious choice.
it's play D&D. I mean, come on, who wants to make money?
Exactly.
Or you can make money while you play D&D.
I was about to say that you could double dip there.
Yeah. So anyway, there will be interviews tomorrow, like a group interview. So far, I have 3, I believe. But throughout the day, I'll probably have more. Actually, let me check. Let me look now, because I have it set up on the website, not our website.
I like how Carsey, you and myself are all in game right now.
Interesting. I got a message from Etherin.
Oh.
Oh.
He says
Is he going to be here for the next one?
he quit.
Oh.
I'm
Oh
just-
my god, don't play me like that. My heart is too sensitive. I'm not Carsey.
I saw Patrick smile the second he said that. I was like, there's no way. Patrick can't keep a straight face to me, Liz.
Oh, you don't know me too well. No, I'm joking. I couldn't.
You were smiling there. I knew you were kidding.
No, he sent me his backstory, actually.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Somebody did their homework. Unlike me, I'm slacking.
Mine's
Nah.
already halfway done, tentatively sent to him.
Mine's in the process, but I haven't sent it in yet, so. And you said you wanted the Veiled Forest by next week, right? Or my background?
Well,
Go with the Veld Forest.
here, let's play a game. Ready for this? Balefire, give me a backstory.
I can't. That's secret from you.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
did
secret
it
from
this
his player, but go ahead. Go ahead and do it.
Carsey doesn't know anything.
That's the point. Carsey's not supposed to.
I understand that. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make you like when you say your backstory out loud, it just helps you.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I've already actually oh gosh, I forgot who was in our campaign in the beginning and quit. The only lady before Mina showed up.
Cat. Was her name Cat?
I think she had a cat. I don't think her name was Cat.
Well, look at me putting two and two together.
But I mean, and if with that, we can call Aaron Cat too. Actually, guys, we should call Aaron Cat next time he gets on.
Oh no, he'll watch this probably. So
You said he won't watch it?
I still watch this. So
Will he?
Well,
yeah,
I thought at one point he was going to be on, actually.
yeah. That's what I was saying.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Patrick, we can see your settings right now.
I know. That's fine.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so Balefire is from the Veiled Forest, and from a very young age, he never knew his clan or anything. He knew he was an elf, obviously, from his parents and stuff, but they never really talked about his clan, and they lived by themselves in the Veiled Forest. And then just one day, Balefire got up, and he was in a tree, basically. Because he likes sleeping up in high places, and he looked down at their camp, his parents' camp, not like a huge encampment, but his parents' camp, and it looked like some type of wild animal had come through and killed his parents in the night. So he'd been living on his own since a very young age and just providing for himself. So that's why he's so happy to be in a group of people now. Because he's never really been around too many people. He's always been by himself until Violet found him and started to teach him and take him under her wing.
Real quick, while I'm thinking about it, sorry to change the subject. I know you were going on your background story. Has anybody paid attention to the stream store?
No.
No.
Right now?
Or just in general?
Oh, hey, there's a healing potion.
There is.
Where is a stream store?
It's in the comments on the Twitch stream.
I'm at the Twitch stream.
Here, I'll do it again.
It just made that comment on it.
Stream elements. Oh, it's over on the right.
Yeah.
I just clicked it. Oh, what do you know? How cool is that?
So there's the Nat 20 for the players, Nat 20 for the monsters, aka the DM. Long rest by only taking a short rest, and a healing potion that does 44 plus 4 points of damage. That healed you for 44 plus 4.
Can you use that healing potion on the undead that you were threatening Balefire with?
If you want to waste it, sure, go ahead.
You could have used it on someone like Mina, but I mean...
no one even has over 35 health.
So
It's gonna take that long to get enough points.
Yeah, 1 or 2 more levels. Which actually we'll probably be leveling up after this next session.
that's what I was about to say. If you guys survive, you'll hit level 4.
That is a big if in Balefire's case.
That's a big if for everybody's case. I'm not attempting to TPK you guys.
You don't have to. We'll do that on our own, apparently.
I was always gonna say you could just run.
You just need another big bridge, okay? That's all that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Call of Cthulhu, guys. Every once in a while, the right answer is run away. But do we? No.
Nope.
Oh no, we were handling the situation okay. Besides, we let the captain get away, but the whole rating thing, we've killed most of them so far.
No, you guys are doing great on that so far. I'm curious to see how, like I said, the whole interaction is going to come through on Wednesday. But I get off subject for a second. Going back to the stream store, can you guys think of anything that would be beneficial that wouldn't be game breaking? Because these things cost the in-game currency type thing, and you get it by watching this stream, or I can give it to you.
Rations.
Oh, rations is a good one.
Oh, that would be a good one, wouldn't it? Let me write that down.
This is very Hunger Games, by the way. Yeah, we've just gone to Hunger Games now. It's like, hey, pick your player and give them stuff so they don't die.
I know what I can talk about tomorrow. Does anybody want to sit in on the Grimshaw's Tavern on the next one?
Wait, I thought you were interviewing tomorrow.
I am, but either before or after, I'm gonna do a quick Grimshaw's Tavern.
Okay.
I want to talk about the economy.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Let me know the time, and I will if I can.
Well,
No
I'm gonna do
promises.
the interviews or the group interview around 7.
Okay.
So more than likely to be after that, and I don't know how long that's gonna last. So I can go straight from that into Grimshaw's Tavern. So at most, it's probably going to be 45 minutes to an hour on the interview, and then I can do the Grimshaw's Tavern at 8. So
What
I'm
are
gonna
you interviewing them on? Are you using Zoom for the interview, or?
yes, because it's a requirement that you have a webcam.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because it goes off of what I think it was Aaron was trying to convince me of today, and I'm glad you're here, Kim, because I sent you a text message.
Oh, did you? Oh,
No,
Oh.
you're good.
my phone is somewhere.
No, you're good. Let me do this real quick. Stream store. With, damn it, sorry, I can't spell. He actually brought up a very good point today. Whereas, we started out the stream, we were doing just the overlay. Like, it wasn't even overlay at first. We tried to do video, didn't work out, and then we switched to just audio. And then we slowly kind of integrated the video. There's some streams out there that use video, there's some streams that don't use video, but the whole point is the audience wants to be entertained. But his point today was that we should roleplay more. Like, we should get into character more with the voices and all of that kind of stuff. How do you guys feel about that?
I agree to a point where, like, I usually try to stay really in character most of the time. That being said, I don't know how to get too into character for another human. Who, does that make sense? Like,
Making
I don't
it
know
more
what to do with this. Yeah, that's what I say. Like, the only difference between me and Carson really is that he's white and I'm half white. Like, I got a little bit more. Okay, that's it.
You know, when you said how do you sound more white, I almost told you just wow. I can't English right now.
Apparently not.
I almost told you to put on some UGG boots and go order something with a ton of whipped cream from Starbucks, and I'll help you sound really white.
Listen, Reid, I already know I'm gay. There's no need to push it.
I've got a bamboo plant over there. I can bring it over here. That's the closest characters I'm gonna get.
But for, like, if I was playing, say, an orc, though, I could maybe do a little bit more. But I'm not.
Grunting? You do a little more grunting?
Yeah.
And
Don't you already have to do that when you take that guy to bed?
well, and going back to, like, being your character, I think really, I mean, Mina is a half elf, right? Yeah,
Yep.
she's a half elf. So there's no need to throw in an accent. You know, she's already very not socially awkward. She's not as socially awkward as Ethrin. I mean, Ethrin plays his very well, but she's more introverted. And you already play that part, with the exception of being a barmaid.
That's what I said. I was slightly out of character,
Yeah, it was.
but very useful.
Well, it was she needs money. Here's a job. It's a really
She needs some
strange
money.
job for her.
Take
But,
him
you know,
into the team.
As someone who
He
has
gives you
psychic abilities, it's a good reason to practice working on social skills. And people are drunk, so it doesn't really matter. So you can practice, and if it fails, just give them another drink and try again.
well, he gives you eggs, so that's a plus,
did.
right?
And she gets food, which is awesome, and tips, which is awesome too. And information, which is also awesome. There's like choices here. There are benefits of working on social skills.
Oh, yeah. As far as Balefire goes, I don't really know what I would do to be in character for him.
Don't ask to do things. 101.
I've gotten better at that.
You have.
Stop saying your name. Start saying I. That's a good one.
Yeah, I gotta do that too, because I say
Oh.
Mina too.
Okay.
Well, and
That's a good tip.
there's my rebuttal to him saying that we need the RP more is going back to the other streams. Like, if you watch other streams, there are really RP heavy streams, and then there's a mix, and then there's those that always refer to their characters in third person. One of the biggest ones being AI, if you guys watch that one. You never hear them talking character voices, and they always refer to them as their characters' names and then what they're going to do. We just have to figure out what we want to do.
Yeah.
And personally, I want to leave that up to the player. I don't want to force you guys into the RP thing just because it might make you uncomfortable and you might leave the game. And we have a very good dynamic right now.
I am okay with whatever. I'm usually the type of person who prefers to say I do this, I do that. The only reason I say my name sometimes is because at the very beginning we didn't always know each other's voices, and so I would say Carsey does this, and so
That is really helpful, though.
Video helped a lot with like putting names with voices and stuff.
Yeah, it did.
Because when we were first doing audio, there's like, yeah, Randy's gonna do this, Carsey's gonna do this, like, which one's that?
I was like that when I started.
yeah, I didn't know for the longest time. I couldn't figure out who's Ethard and who was Balefire. They were just I was like,
I had them mixed up. Yeah.
The elf boys go do that thing. Yes.
Yes. One of those elves.
It was actually that. I could tell like almost instantly who was who between the two.
I couldn't.
The reason I say that, and Reid, don't take this the wrong way, you sound a lot more country.
I sound country?
Yes.
I don't get that very often. I live in the South, but most people think I sound more like British.
No.
I've been
Really?
to the UK, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
can't say that I
compared to other people who have thicker accents than me.
There are people with thicker accents than you. Yours is pretty darn strong.
Don't take this as an offense.
I have a fairly light accent around here.
I believe him, actually. Where are you at right now?
I'm in Longview, East Texas.
Oh, yeah,
But
Okay.
I believe him when he says there's people with thicker accents.
like I'm mainly around the Panhandle and like center of Texas.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, I mean, I'm in Georgia,
Yeah.
So
I know accents as well.
yeah, y'all might think this is a strong Southern accent or something. I don't know. I don't even hear it. But there's definitely people who I hear like.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Oh God.
Awesome.
There's some people I hear and I can like barely like make out what they're saying because it's so like thick.
Boomhauer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we got off topic.
Yes, we did. No, we're talking about getting into character and accent, so that's perfectly on topic.
Yeah, fair enough. You're right. You're right.
I would vote not to roleplay as much. Not saying like in game and stuff, but like as just like us ourselves. Just because I think I might lose focus a lot and like keep switching in and out of it, and I think that would ruin the dynamic.
I think we should just revert to our characters in third person. I'll just draw the line there. It's a nice blend of the two.
So,
Yeah.
so you have Tilly and Ethrin that will RP, and you guys will refer to your characters in the third person.
Listen, I love saying I. Okay.
You can say I, and I'll do it. I'll say I and stuff, but I'm just talking about like accents or like changing your voice and stuff.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time with accents, but I like the idea of referring to your character as yourself because that makes it easier. More like
I can say
better
I.
fun.
Okay.
I can refer to Balefire in first person, saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go shoot that flying creature that's shooting down at me that I didn't see at first and stuff like that." But I'm not gonna be able to like start adding accent and changing my voice and stuff.
Sorry, random thought. That would be a good thing for your store. Is random items that seem random but would come in really handy for the next episode.
You got a plate of like eyeballs.
It's like all of a sudden it's like, hey, 10 torches. You're like, why the hell do we need 10 torches?
It's like a foreshadowing.
Yes.
Yeah, foreshadowing Adams.
Preamble. Preamble.
Foreshadowing. I don't know. That would be. Now, here's a question.
Mhm.
Like the other night, we had a lot of viewers, and we interacted with them, and they talked. We were like, okay, how should we get the captain out, type thing. We never followed through on that because no one was really here. Eventually, I want to get back to that. So, as far as viewer decisions, should they be store-bought items, or should we set goals based on how many viewers we get or something like that?
Store-bought items because I don't want to burn down a town.
I was about to say, like,
Yeah.
I want to incorporate the views and stuff into it, but at the same time, when you only get one option that says burn down the city, don't get me wrong, that would be fun to do. Belfast would be all on board on that, but that'd be super out of character for him and the others.
And that, okay, perfect. I'm great with that. And it kind of goes into what Kim suggested about the random items too. You can kind of incorporate that into the same thing.
Plus, this is really unique. I've never seen anything
Hey,
like that.
Patrick, what about this? What about saying, hey, y'all tell us what
Y'all.
to do for this next part? Whoa.
Oh, don't sound like that.
Would. Hey, y'all.
All right.
Like I don't want to
He's just gonna hang up.
give. Aw.
All right,
I'm sorry.
Okay. So what you could do is you could give them options. Like if they want to give an opinion or choose the path we go on next, you can have a store-bought item and they do it, and then you give them like a list of like 3 or 4 options, and then they choose out of those which path we go on.
I mean, like the store.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in the store,
Yeah.
like he can like if they want to like pick the path we go on next, Patrick can give them a list of options they can choose from, and then they can buy it, and then we'll take that path instead of just letting them pick their own path, like making up their own path, such as burning down the town. Patrick could say, go rescue the captain going this way, go convince the crew to just leave the captain, go prove the captain's innocence, and then they could pick which one of those 3 to take by paying in the store.
Well, then
That'd be
you,
interesting.
and that's perfectly fine. But then you have my only concern with stuff like that is if you have somebody that has been watching the stream for a while and they have the only vote because they're the only ones that are able to afford that item.
Yeah. I like the idea of just like
I mean-
general items. Like you could do like 2 or 3 items that would help for this next campaign, like without giving too much of Needlevine Forest away. Torches, like some sort of water breathing potion, or pick a 3rd item. Be like, okay, you can get one of these 3 items. Any of them would be helpful. Some of them more helpful than the others.
I
But it's foreshadowing without, I mean, nobody gets one.
I mean, here's a good foreshadowing: rope, pickaxe, and a hammer.
There you go. Something like
I
that.
think Bellflower has a rope.
But what I'm saying though is what she's saying is there's a theme to the items, and that's where you're going next.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
here's another. It's actually goes to the world building scenario. In regards to the type of adventures you guys are doing, I know a lot of people do one shots or smaller, like small scale adventures. How do you like the story driven adventures?
Oh, I will always take story-driven adventures over anything else.
Yeah, I think stories are good. Because like if you want to do a one shot, it can be like a, side quest. Sorry.
Like the Temple of Saviors? That was
That
quite
was
literally.
that took like 2 or 3. Wasn't that 2 episodes?
Nope, it was literally one episode, and it was literally a one shot of the whole party.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, those are good. But
Well, okay, yeah. Because I was thinking about the hag and finding the entrance and stuff, but that wasn't really part of the people. So yeah, it was 1 episode.
Well, yeah, that was your running off on your own though.
And look what I did. I found those gods, and Carson set them free.
meh.
Yeah, good job.
Um,
Root cause analysis. It's your fault.
so I think we have some good ground to build off of. Carsey, are you going to join me tomorrow for the economy?
Yeah.
I have some ideas on that, and I might change a few things. because I know like right now it's built off of skills and it's built off of like resources. I still want to do that, but I want to put it in something more material form, so that way when you guys are out in the world, you have something to bring back with you.
Like that 1,000 pieces of gold.
Well, and that's the thing. You can take the gold, you can melt it down, and you can make stuff with it. But it's not going to be as sturdy as, say, something made out of like your traditional steel.
Yeah.
So that's why it doesn't
So
have the value that it would normally have.
I have a question for you.
If it's about the economy, save it.
But I'm not gonna be there tomorrow.
Well, then email me and I can bring it up.
Okay. Fine. I'll email you. Actually, I'll put a message in Discord, but
That's fine. Okay, so questions, comments, concerns. We covered the deities. We still got a lot to go with the deities. I'm going to put a lot more information on the website as I go. I update it almost every day on a little bit here, a little bit there. The deities is what I worked on today, and I'm going to put their domains in there. I'm working with an artist and working on a few things right now. And that's actually probably who's going to be here Wednesday. So it's either going to be this Wednesday or next Wednesday that they start playing. So,
awesome.
We'll see.
Cool.
Now,
wait. So you said we're possibly all gonna die this Wednesday. So if you bring him in this Wednesday, and
it could be a new campaign next time. Who knows? Doesn't mean I can't join.
I was gonna say he can come in at a fresh start.
Now, actually, I do have another question. I'm perfectly fine with 6 people on Wednesday on our main campaign. But if somebody wanted to move, would anybody want to move to the
Are you talking about like move the day?
No. Like leave the Wednesday campaign and go to the Tuesday campaign. No?
I like the group we're with.
Okay,
perfect. I love our dynamic.
I am perfectly fine with that. I just wanted to throw the option out there that if anybody wanted to move to that, if they wanted that more, like the adventures changing a lot more, the locations changing a lot more, because like with this one, we've been in the same region the entire time, and I know some players like to explore more and go from one end of the continent to the other, and then hop on a ship and go somewhere else.
Belfar likes to explore, but at the same time, when he's in an area, he wants to figure out everything in that area before exploring the next piece.
There's a lot in this region. There's a lot of history there.
I mean, he doesn't have to figure out he more wants to find like just the locations and like the people and stuff there, not necessarily all the history behind it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
See, I'd like Tuesday just for kayaking, but I actually like the story though, so it's kind of a wash there.
Fair enough.
I do have a question for you. So it's a bit off, but my school starts on August 23rd. And I'm pretty sure I have a couple classes that will go into Wednesday evening.
When you said the 23rd?
Yeah.
August 23rd, yeah. So it's still about a month away. But I figured I'd give you like some sort of heads up on it right now.
I'm looking at July 23rd. I'm like, that's a Sunday, man. God.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up with like plenty of time in advance to figure out if there's another day we can move it to, or try and figure something out.
My schedule only allows me for Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
Okay.
Which is why I'm doing Grimshaw's Tavern on Mondays, Antecedents on Tuesday, and then the TPC like originals on Wednesday.
Let's see, I'm pulling up my schedule right now.
So you could always move to the Tuesday game if you wanted to.
But I like this game.
Well, and like I said, I'm perfectly fine with that. I will let you know this, that it is quite possible for you to finish this entire storyline in 2 more episodes.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Wow.
It solely depends on the party.
It's going to take us at least 17. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
think our party is less efficient than your plans.
We forget about the rod thing.
But that's okay. But that's the beauty of it, is because somebody's already brought it up.
Okay, so on Wednesday, my last class ends at 5:55, which is 6:55 for y'all.
Oh yes, because you're in Texas.
So I could stay on Wednesdays, but I won't be able to join until 6:55 y'all's time.
Yeah, but that might be an issue once the 23rd rolls around. I mean, we have a month to figure it out.
Yeah. And we usually start around 6:30 anyway, so just be adding like 20 more minutes to it.
Maybe.
But
'Cause then you
yeah,
gotta
anyway,
go
I just wanted to
home
give
and
you
all
plenty
that
of
stuff.
time. Well, I live on a tiny campus. There's 900 people here. It's about a 5-minute walk from my class back to my dorm.
Oh, fair enough.
So anyway, I just wanted to give y'all plenty of heads up on that, so that way it wasn't just hey guys, day before I can't make it, I got class, stuff like that. I wanted to let y'all know.
That sounds so familiar. Nobody got it.
No, what?
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. But so I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I said, we can work around it.
Okay.
Carsey, thoughts?
Yep, I think we're. Unless anyone else has any questions, I'm good. I guess I just gotta talk about Chat maybe later.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
We can do. Well, you don't have to do it tomorrow. Like I said, we can.
Dude, I'm gonna flesh this out so quick. You saw me in the DM.
Hey.
Hey, Carsey, you're talking about how you had an owl familiar that gave you bonus
No,
or gave you advantage on attack?
that's not this show.
But
That'd be
God,
another
we
one.
will talk later when
Call
Patrick's
me
been around.
I promise I'll explain it to you.
Okay.
Yes, but okay. So tomorrow we'll hit the economy and we'll hit Chat. Does that work?
Sounds good.
All right, and interviews at 7, so you're going to be on probably a little bit early.
Oh yeah, I don't have a life right now.
No, that's
Well, that's rude.
No, just wait till I get to college. I just live really far away from all of my friends.
Fair enough.
Oh.
So cool. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and going over this stuff. Like I said, it's developing. It's an ever-growing story. So Mondays will be history days, and then talk about whatever rules and the direction of the game.
Yep, sounds good.
And we can
Awesome.
flesh out. Actually, before we go, I haven't decided on which way I want the Tuesday campaign to go on their first adventure. What is a part of the history that you guys want to see something elaborated on?
I want to see dragons blow up something. I'm gonna be straight up honest.
Maybe the characters play the gods, trapping the Titan.
That'd
That'd
be a
be
good one
Ooh,
too.
that would be a good one.
Wow.
That's a really good one. I'm gonna write that down.
Wait, which one was it?
Them role playing trapping Titan.
Yeah.
Like no. that may be for later though. Once people know the characters better.
Oh, you could do the founding of the Lyceum.
There you go. That'd be a really good one.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be
Neat.
interesting.
Well, and there's the Lyceum's been around for. Actually, we could probably talk about that tomorrow. But
Exactly. Like I don't know anything about them. They're just some evil wizard college. I'm like, I haven't seen them, so.
there's some stuff I can't tell you about. That's why I said I was going to do it next Monday.
Hey, Patrick, it's okay. You do it. We just won't watch the feed. Promise.
Carsey's going to be here.
But that's just a good video for later. Then if you don't want it, you could do.
Well, I know you said the dragons blowing up something. Actually, a very good story would be the Battle of Rydell Keep.
Yeah.
Because I touched on that a little bit. That's where there was a turning point where the dragons started losing. And then that's when, because the Lyceum had sent away the rest of the dragons, and there was one wing of dragons left, and that's why they were losing. That's where Lilitrex the Black was, even though she was a green dragon.
Another one you could do is that I know there's more continents. You could just every once in a while just give them something fun to do with like a side quest of their own characters to just expand the world just a little bit more.
Yep, and they will have their own characters. I might jump back and forth between the timelines as far as letting them come to current time versus stuff that's in the history. There is plans of letting them make their own characters, but for the most part, I think around 50 to 60% is going to be pre-made stuff.
Wait, what do you mean coming to current times? Like, would they like? What do you mean by that?
All the stories they're going to be playing, like doing their adventures, is all past events, like prior events.
Yeah.
Like we could learn why the hell Prin is so fucking up.
Yeah.
I tried really hard not to cuss there. It just came out. I'm so sorry.
But
I know Twitch doesn't like that. So.
They don't really.
Nah, you can't overly do it. You gotta keep it PG-13. You know how like in PG-13 movies they can like slip in like a few
here and there.
Yeah, you can't just like.
Interesting, because I've heard some pretty bad stuff on Twitch. I've heard some pretty bad stuff on Twitch.
But yeah, the higher up you go, the less they want you to cuss. Because the bigger audience you have, and they wanna. Yeah.
No, I get that. All right, so we have a couple of good ideas on some adventures. They might even go to Chot.
No, I'm so hyped for Chot, dude. I already have it. Expect.
Oop, I'm listening.
Just
oh yeah,
expect something.
That's right. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yep. I think is that it. Everybody else good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So, what's that mean?
So just working on critters.
Fair enough. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys later.
Bye, Patrick.
We can hang out here for a second, just so you know. But I'm gonna stop the stream.
Bye.
Bye, guys.